Hey guys, welcome to the Gray State, and this episode of the Rounds Up from Gray, Northern Indiana, which, by the way, from a trivia perspective, people sometimes ask me, what's up with the Gray State in the name? Well, when I started this channel way back in Washington State a few years ago, it was always gray, even though the state was nicknamed the Evergreen State, and I said it's a gray state, and that's kind of why I named the channel what it is. Well, today, the day is very reminiscent of a Washington State winter day on the West Coast. We're talking like, mid-40s, 89% humidity, gonna have some rain this afternoon. It's basically what we got going on here. So before the rain starts, we're just gonna do some quick work today. Today, I'm gonna get back and get into some longer stuff on 308 Winchester, which I've had some requests for. I've been playing a lot in 5.56 and pistol loads lately, but we're gonna go back out to 308 Win today. So I'm gonna be taking a look at a round from a boutique ammunition manufacturer. I'm calling them boutique because they're out there, but they're not as big as like Hornady or Federal and stuff like that. But who am I talking about? I'm talking about Atomic. They're more known for their subsonic offerings in 300 Blackout, 5.56, and they even do a subsonic offering in 308 Winchester, which is kind of interesting, but I'm going to be staying supersonic today. In fact, this round should stay supersonic out to about 1,200 feet based off of some loose calculations that I've seen, but we're going to get into the nitty gritty today, and we're going to go deeper on it. So some specifics. It's a 175 grain Sierra tipped Match King, which is a great round. It's a proven round. It's a few years now. I think it came out, this version of it came out in 2015. So it's in their custom brass. It is a 308 Winchester load cartridge. It's not 762 by 51, so make sure you're putting it in an appropriate platform. Obviously, it's a match round. So the ballistic coefficient, it's fantastic. It's like 0.545 as long as we stay north of 2,400 feet per second, which I don't expect us having a problem with in this platform. And then if it goes below 2,400 feet per second, I think it drops down to like 0.530 or something like that. But for the purpose of today, I'm going to be doing 3 tests. It's the rounds up, actually 4 if you think about reliability, but I don't expect any since I'm going to be in a bolt platform. But if anything happens, I'll be sure to let everybody know. But it's really going to be, I'm going to chrono it. Again, it's supposed to be 2,600 feet per second at the muzzle. We'll do 10 rounds there, and then we're going to go off and I'll do a proof 10 round group at 100 yards, and then we're just going to push this thing out to 1,000 yards. This should have no problem. This round is made for 1,000 yards, and we should be able to just get after it there. So that's the game plan for today. To accomplish that, let me give you a little quick tour of the Boomstick here. So this is a Remington 700 Action that's been accurized. It's loosely an M24, but it is a 22-inch barrel. It is a 5R rifling, basically everything that you'd expect. I do have it bedded in an Accuracy International AIC2 chassis. Up top, it's a Nightforce ATAC-R 5-25 F1. Pretty solid setup here. Really no excuses why this round shouldn't perform well. If you guys have seen any of my other rounds ups on the 308 Winchester, and I use this platform, it's a proofing platform. I know that it's a pretty much solid and accurate to about a 1/16 of an inch at 100 yards when I call my shots with some rounds that it likes. So we'll see how this Atomic stuff plays today. I'll put it in front there so you guys can see it. But that's basically it. Yeah, it's a little chilly today, 40 degrees, about 89% humidity. I'm going to get up to the deck and we're just going to go and get after it. So let's do that. All right, guys, before we can go all sniper here, we need to figure out what our speeds are. So that's going to be the first test. Published velocity for this round is 2,600 feet per second at the muzzle. I'm going to be using a 22-inch barreled. Yeah, I know it's a little shorter than an M24, but it's going to be a 22-inch barreled 5R Remington 700 Action bedded in this Accuracy International chassis. 10 rounds, lab radar. I'll give you the results, and then in addition to that, we're going to build out our drop tables, and then we'll start having some fun with this round. So here we go. All right, survey says 2586. Not too shabby. It just broke the plate. Uh-oh. 2541. 2598. Wow, a little sticky here. $25.94. 2596. Just reset that guy. $26.48. These things are smoking. $25.85. That was number 7. $25.59 for shot 8. I don't know what's going on here. I'm done wasting rounds. I don't know what's going on with the lab radar today. It's sucking batteries down. I don't know what's going on. So, very quickly here. Average 25.88, high of 26. All right, guys, I might live to regret this one. I've got a GoPro, and I've got to be within an inch of this thing at 100 yards. So there we go. I'm going to go for the right-hand corner of the center diamond. Ooh, and that was up and to the left. Super sketchy. All right, guys, I just proved that round at 100. I'm going to move this thing out to the right-hand side where the 3 lines intersect on the big box. Still down and to the left from there. This thing's sticky. All right. There we go, round 2. We're starting to get some hole-on-hole action now. That was the closest one to where I was actually aiming. Whew. All right. I'm going to go out and grab those really quick. I'm not liking the way this round's performing at all. Pretty disappointed with it, honestly. All right. Let me go grab those. Okay, guys, I've got this thing pegged in at 1,000 right now. I was not happy with it at 100 yards. I'm going to be pushing it up to 1,000 here. See what this thing can do. I've got a 2.5, I don't know, size plate out there at 1,000 yards. And then I threw up a bad guy target with 2 terrorists and a hostage. And I'm going to play with that here just a little bit and see if I can do some headshots at 1,000 yards with this thing. But here we go. Oh, I should say I got my GoPro out there too. Relatively no wind, it's calm. Hopefully I set the camera up with a little bit of back focus. We can see the vapor trail with this thing going in. We'll see. Here we go. All right, here we go, 1,000 yards. And it was down and to the right on that first one. All right, here we go, number 2. Bingo. All right, that was actually real close to the balls. I could see that one at 1,000 yards. Not too shabby. I've already dialed in that little bit of windage correction. I was just at the about 4 o'clock position, about 2-3 inches off the bullseye at 1,000. All right, here we go, shot number 3. That seems like it was low.
All right, here we go, last 5. I'm gonna try and put these on target on that paper target down there, and I am not feeling this round at all on this platform. Honestly, today, this thing is like, feels like it's all over the place for me. All right, paper target at 1,000. All right, let's wrap that up. I couldn't actually see what was going on with that round out there, so I will just pack things up here and go get my thoughts on this after I go get those targets. Yeah, so here's the second hit. You guys can see the size of my hand. So at 1,000 yards. Other than that, it was just all over the place. I couldn't get this thing to lock on for anything. It's just all over the place. It's a crazy round. Guys, I am down off the deck. I'm going to wrap up today. I'm going to say not rainbows and unicorns today. In fact, it was kind of sucky. It was one of those days that you just hate having when you go out shooting, and this round just disappointed me on so many different levels. I was having issues for the lab radar from the get-go, but outside of that, the round itself was very unpredictable. I had sticky bolt issues. I looked at the primers, and none of the primers were like really that bad, and I couldn't understand what was going on, but the rounds were definitely hot. And coming out of a 22-inch barrel, I was still pushing almost 2,600 feet per second, hotter than that on some of them. So the round is definitely a high pressure cartridge for 308 Win. I shouldn't have been having the sticky bolt issues like I was having. It also gave me some of the inconsistencies. Some of the rounds fed, fine. There wasn't any of the stickiness at all. It would just work like a champ. Some of them were super sticky to where I really had to pull back on them and get the things to free up. So that was a little concerning. And then at 100 yards, this was my proof round here. It was way off. My hold was actually over here. And then I kind of moved over in fear of shooting the smoke in the GoPro, which I've never had that fear before. I've usually put that GoPro out very close to the target and just kind of shot around it. This was the first time where I thought I really smoked a GoPro hardcore. So luckily I didn't. I moved over to this intersection. You guys can see this is the best I could group, and I had a flyer over here even. And I didn't say this at the beginning, but this thing's got a Timney trigger in it that's like lickety split. So it's not like it was a trigger issue. It's not that it was a platform issue. It wasn't a weather issue. It was an ammo issue is the best that I can surmise out of this one. And it's just where I'm going to leave it. So yeah, that was the best of my group out of a 175 grain tipped Match King from Sierra by Atomic at 100 yards. And then I'm like, you know what? Maybe this thing will settle up itself a little bit, settle in, and we'll go out to 1,000 yards and I'll have better luck out there. And my first shot went right. I saw it as I was watching. My follow through is fine. And then I watched the second one. Man, banged it. Almost a bullseye, smacking 1,000 yards. I'm like, all right, we're back on track here. This thing's settling in. And then it just didn't happen. There wasn't another ring I didn't hear another ping. I'm going to go back and look at the video and do analysis. And if there's anything good, I'll let you guys know right here. I'm going to go back. I'm going to edit this video, but I do these wrap-ups here at the range on the same day. And I just haven't had the benefit of looking at the video yet. So I'm going to go back. And if there's anything worthwhile, I'm going to put an annote either yes, there is video, or no, there's not video in this video after this wrap-up. So you can kind of see some of the deeper analysis on a shot-by-shot basis, because I'm kind of scratching my head right now. So yeah, 10 rounds. I got 1 on steel at 1,000 yards, and then I've got, I hit none on paper, absolutely 0, 0 for 5. So, you know, which really surprises me, because there's rounds that are also smoking hot, like that 178 grain Hornady Super Performance match that I shot off this platform. And I mean, I was within a 1/16 of an inch. I mean, that stuff was a little crazy hot. And, you know, I was calling shots at 100 yards, and I was driving it out at 1,000. I was hitting hard at 1,000 yards. So this round was capable. It should have stayed, you know, subsonic or supersonic, excuse me, to just around 1,200 yards. It had the potential to be there. It just was not. It just wasn't. That's the best way I can put it. It just was not rainbows and unicorns today. So anyways, I hope you guys found this valuable, insightful, somewhat entertaining. Again, like I usually say, a little bit more fun than paint drying. And if you did, I'd appreciate a like, subscribe, comment. If you guys have any experience with this atomic stuff and you've had better results out yard than I did today, I'd love to hear about it. I'm just left scratching my head a little bit and saying if today's just one of those days. So it is what it is. I won't recommend the round. I wouldn't pick any more up for myself if I wanted to go out and bring it out to 1,000 yards. So it is what it is. So that's it for this one. Until next time, stay safe.